The youth vote is expected to make up about 40% of the electorate in the May elections. So in a bid to appeal to youths and the ANC unveiled a candidates list which it hopes will find support among these demographics. 17% of its candidates submitted to the Electoral Commission are under the age of 35. Newzroom Afrika's Juniour Khumalo once again with that report.
The ANC walks the tightest rope of all heading into this year's national and provincial elections. Ongoing blackouts and a crippling lack of service delivery have also driven a wedge between the governing party and the electorate. Despite this, election surveys and the results of recent by-elections suggest the ANC could still emerge as the best performing party after the 29th of May. As such, younger candidates hoping to take up seats in the national legislature are rather confident that the party's candidate list mirrors the country's demographic.
So I do think that within the movement right now, there's a greater sense that we need to move into an organization that is more representative of the majority population of this country, which is your young people. And I think that is now translated into our nomination as that particular generation. Because if you look at our list, there's a cohort who are actually below 35, which I think is about 17%. But if you expand it a bit and you take it to about, 45, you'll actually find that majority of the list actually falls below the age of 45.
The 34-year-old Mhlauli, who appears 22nd on the ANC's national-to-national list, believes the party's journey to renewal and strict vetting has propelled capable young leaders within the movement to the fore.
We've gone through a very rigorous process of interviews, being vetted, having our qualifications checked and all of that. Is that you also have people who are coming in who are not just politicians. You're having people that are coming in who are actually professionals. I myself am a young professional. I'm a public servant.
Another young leader who appears at number 21 on the ANC's national-to-national list believes the National Assembly stands to gain immensely from the potential influx of the younger generations.
You can think about some of the pioneering legislation that South Africa has had. It's not just the nine institutions, but think about the LGBTQI plus rights that were set in motion, not just in the Constitution when adopted in 1996, but specific legislation such as the reform that came in 2006 and everything else that has been happening since then. It shows you that the presence of young people who bring a different perspective, who embody the experiences of different sections of society, has been a useful addition.
Kodlimpi, who's just 31 years old, is also the youngest member of the ANC's National Executive Committee. He's already served the ANC in various positions, including as Eastern Cape ANC Youth League spokesperson and advisor to Eastern Cape Premier Oscar Mabuyane.
We've been in the Youth League, we've been in the student movement, we've been in ANC structure, so members of the ANC pretty much know exactly what we can do, what we have to offer, and what we've been doing for the organization. And I think this is just one of those instances where they eventually give us additional tasks on where and how we should represent the movement.
Other young leaders high up in the party's list of potential new members of parliament include ex-FISMAS 4 leaders Fasia Hassan and Nompendulo Mkhatshwa. They look set to replace a number of current ministers and deputy ministers who have expressed their intentions to resign at the end of the current administration. They include Ministers Pravin Gordhan, Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma, and Deputy Minister of Water and Sanitation, Pem Tswete. Meanwhile, National Assembly Speaker Nosiviwe Mapisa Ngakula, her Deputy Speaker Lechesa Tsenodi, and National Council of Provinces Chairperson Amos Masondo will also throw in the towel when the 6th Parliament rises. Last week, Ramaphosa paid tribute to the exiting members of his executive.
We have to be thankful for the service that has been performed by 2 ministers who I know are not going to stand, Minister Dlamini Zuma, Minister Gordhan. They have served this country with diligence, commitment and excellence.
While it is still unclear who governs the country, one thing is for sure, The 7th administration will be full of new faces. For Newzroom Afrika on Channel 405, I'm Juniour Khumalo in Johannesburg.